All right, hey everybody. I thought it might be kind of fun to review some male products. That's what we'll call them, male products for my channel. So the first one I'm going to review is the MyHixel. The MyHixel, if you can zoom in on there, very good. Good job. Should I call you Brooke? Just kidding. Anyways, the MyHixel is technically marketed as a health item, with the goal of helping men eliminate pre-ejaculation, or basically allowing them to last longer, is what they're trying to sell it as. Because of that, they've got some cool fanciness to it, including an app. We'll go over that in a minute. But let's go over the actual details of the product itself. It is roughly, I don't know, 7 inches or so. For those that are kind of long, you can bottom out in it. I've bottomed out in it, and I've tried it a little bit. So you've got to be a little bit careful there. It is a good solid outer exterior. And I mean, for those that know what they're looking at, they know what they're looking at, but it is a little discreet. Charging wise, it's got a 2-pin charger here that I find is kind of universal with a lot of other chargers. It just kind of magnetizes on, and you can just plug it in and charge it. Has a flashing light right here as it's charging, and then it'll continue, or it'll turn just not flashing when it's complete. So it takes about 20-30 minutes to charge if it's empty. I've not technically timed it. I plug it in about 20-30 minutes later. I don't even think this charger is to it, but I use it because I just use one charger for all my devices, because it seems to be pretty universal. So you don't want to have a bunch of these around, or if you have multiple items, they all seem to work. You can notice there's a screw here for a mount. My version did come with a suction cup mount where I can mount it and go hands-free mode. I've not tested that, so I cannot speak to it. To me, that requires it like on the shower or something like that, and I've just not done it. But you can do that. It comes with a nice top. This top, it just pulls off, but it is magnetized, so it takes a little bit of, at first I thought maybe it had done screw or something, couldn't figure it out. It just pulls off, but it has magnets to lock it into place. And you can see it's a little wet because I've just recently cleaned it just for the review to make sure that, I mean, I always clean it, but you know. This here, this little pull, that rod or whatever that goes down to it, and the fact that it has these magnet things and it sits in a particular position, this is a heater tool. So this actually warms itself. The idea is you can turn it on and it'll warm for about 10 minutes before you use it to make the device warm and more realistic. So it has a warming device. Overall, it's kind of like the same material for those that have used a flashlight. It's basically the same material. You don't get a pick from what I can see. Because this is a health device, you don't get to pick certain, I guess, forms like a mouth or whatever. It is, at least at this point, one crevice or one entryway choice, or at least appearance-wise. It does pull out as I drop that. I'll get it in a minute. It pulls out very much like a flashlight does. It does go in a certain way in here. You can tell that I've got a crevice here and a crevice there, so it goes in a certain way. And that is, I think, to help with the air vents. So just like a flashlight, it's got these air vents that help provide more suction if you want. I usually use it with at least one open, if not both. But they allow the suction to, I guess, flow correctly to where you can feel it. As you can see, this device itself is pretty solid. It does have a back here, an entry that I think that's where the air or the suction comes from. And I mean, it's the same idea. When you clean it, you can fold it inside out and you can basically clean it out and let it dry. You can see this is what the inside of it looks like. If I can get it all the way folded inside for you. Shake it around a little bit. This is what the inside of it looks like. That is actually using to help stimulate or train you, is what I believe they like to prefer. So that's the interior. You've got a few different nubs and stuff like that to help out. Once it's on, it does have a vibration feature as well. So it pre-warms. Let me slide this back in there just to have it in there. It pre-warms, and then it tells you when it's warm, because once again, just like it's charging, the blinking goes from blinking to not blinking. But then once you have the lid off, the same button functions as a vibration feature. So you can then insert yourself into it, and I'll kind of show you. So there it's on, and then you can't see it vibrate, but this would be the vibrate or the heat button. If I put the lid on, which I'll do it in a second, instead of it vibrating like it is right now, it'll turn to flash and do the warming. So get it on there right, and then you can see it's just got a flashing light, and then it'll go solid when it feels that it is warm enough. So that is the system itself. It does also have Bluetooth connectivity, but there's no real controls or anything with the Bluetooth for it. The reason the Bluetooth is there is, and you don't really need it, is because this is a training. When you get the product, you can go download the app anytime, and then the product comes with a code, basically an activate, and then it gives you this product, and this product is supposed to help you increase your lasting ability. So they've gamified it a bit, and if I go play, they've given you some planets, and the first one, what they do, like we'll just click on a planet here. You can see I've got 3 stars on it. We go to Kronos. It kind of gives you an idea of what you're supposed to do for this. So starting off slowly, this planet is to introduce you to the MyHixel space trip. Your objective is to identify the muscles that are used during stimulation. So if you want to know how to identify these muscles, watch the following video. So they give you a video. We're not going to show the video. Here's tips to help you while going through it. And then it helps you keep track of your tea time. And that's where the Bluetooth comes into play. Is you can hit play, and it'll basically keep track of the time for you that you've lasted, with the goal of every planet you lasting longer. The idea is to improve your tea time or your time to climax. Overall, all this program really does is, if we're being honest, it gamifies edging for you. So it just teaches you to edge. Throughout the app, that I've gone through 3 different planets. I can kind of show you my home, or let's see, my stats. I've used that amount of time. Conquered 3 planets, so to kind of get an idea, I've not conquered everything, but it gives you tips on basically how to last longer, while also teaching you how to stimulate yourself. But you know, they give you tips on like slow down, change positions, think about something else while continuing to use the device, etc. Things like that. So it's not really, I'm sure it does help with the desensitizing, if that's one of your key problems. My problem is I usually get in my head, and so I've learned that, you know, just rethinking about stuff helps a lot there. But all in all, it's an edging device. That's what it is. They gamify edging, and if you want to actually use it for learning how to last longer, I'm sure it can help you accomplish that. After I've used the 3 planets, I've kind of just now, once in a while, if I want to use it, I use it just to basically edge. There's no point using the app with the timer, because ultimately you go to it, they do give you tips. They also give you some ideas like diet wise, which might help you. They're just standard health diet things, you know. Hey, if you are in better shape, you're gonna probably last longer in bed. Hey, if you have a healthier diet that doesn't have a lot of fats and sugars and stuff like that, you're gonna feel better in bed, etc. So it's a lot of standard stuff like that. But overall, it does have good advice if you're not familiar with that, or if you didn't have anybody teach you that or anything like that, or if you haven't figured it out by now. I'm 40, so I've kind of figured it out, I feel, by now, through a lot of trial and error with partners as well as myself. But that's where that is. This is a non-sponsored thing. I bought this with my own money. I saw it actually at an event and figured I'd try it. I don't have a link. I'm not going to put their website, nothing like that, because I'm getting nothing from this. I am just doing this because I thought this would be interesting, and I have other toys to show off too. If you guys would like to actually see me use this in a non-edited, non-censored video, well, I will post that for a minor fee for those that want to watch, and I will use it to completion. I will not be showing the app during that because that's not what the video's for. But that'll be probably posted below this. I don't know, however OnlyFans sorts it. But that is my review of the MyHixel. If I were to give it a 0 out of 10, as a sex enhancement type tool to help you, I would say it's got good tips, but nothing you can't Google. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. As an actual pleasure toy, the warming is nice. I would say 7.5, maybe 8. It is definitely nice to have that warm sensation versus, you know, a lot of things that are not pre-warmed. So I'd say 7.5 to 8 out of 10 for those that are looking for something. My positives are the warming. It is pretty easy to clean. I like the vibration on top of the warming as well. It's not just a move your hand back and forth type deal. It has some vibration. My negatives are that it is not as maybe deep as what some people could need it. It is above average in length, but you know, for those that are gifted or well endowed more than me, you're gonna bottom out. I still have a little bit of room left when I use it. So it's pushing my limits, and I'm just a little above average, I believe. So for those that are, you know, lucky, it's not gonna probably suit your needs. Those are my negatives. As well as it's kind of bulky. Once again, anybody that has seen one sex toy, they've seen them all, they're going to be able to recognize it pretty easily. And it is expensive. Because they're selling it as, I guess, as a health device, it costs, I think, like 120 or 130. I got some sort of deal on it because I saw it at an event, but it was not cheap. So I think there's better options out there if you're looking to save money. So that is my review of the MyHixel. If you guys have one and or people have one and want to tell me what they think, go ahead and let me know. And once again, if you want to see it in action, well, look for that video somewhere else. Like, same site, but not right here where this video is at. Okay, thanks.